Hello and welcome back to the Shiny discussion series. My name is WWDadmin, but you already know that. And with Gen 9 pretty much being officially over now, and Gen 10 expected to be announced in February on Pokemon Day, I thought I'd finally get back to the series and go through the Shinies of Gen 9 to see if they have any improvements to be made. If you haven't seen my videos discussing the shinies of the other 8 generations, the playlist for that will be linked in the iCard on the top right of your screen right now, and also be linked in the description down below. Anyway, let's start with the Paldean forms, since those theoretically would have been part of the lists in the videos discussing the original forms, plus there is only 2 of them. Paldean Tauros. And we start off with literally the fucking same color. Great idea, Game Freak. Technically, they swapped the dark gray and black parts, but that is legit unnoticeable. And they do that in a game where they have overworld shinies that don't sparkle or give a sound when they spawn. Like, come on. Making it a similar brown to the original Cantonian Tauros would have been way cooler. By the way, the water and fire forms have the same dumb shiny, which should also have the original Tauros coloring. Paldean Wooper. The shiny is purple, which looks really cool actually. Good shiny. So onwards to the new mons. Sprigatito. Yeah, this is where I'm glad the starters don't spawn in the overworld as wild encounters, cause this is not exactly super obvious either. It is a pretty nice shiny, even if I have liked the color scheme of my predictions video better. Go watch that, by the way, if you haven't yet. I did that before Scarlet and Violet released, and it is in the Shiny discussion playlists. We will be doing that kind of prediction for Gen 10 as well, by the way. But yeah, this can stay. Florigato. Consistent. That's really all I'm looking for in this. So yeah, this can stay as well. Meowscarada. And again, consistent. Again, just about as different as it needs to be to look different enough to call it a shiny. Fuecoco. Why the hell is that pink? That looks really dumb, just saying. My prediction design was way better, so here is my design. Crocalore. At least consistently bad? Again, I'd like my colors better. Scaladurge. Apart from the name being stupid, cause no normal human being would fucking know how to pronounce dirge, freaking hot pink is not exactly a nice color. So, we'll stay with my design on that one as well. Quaxley. You know, my prediction was wrong, but honestly, I'm just glad they didn't do the usual blue to magenta switch. This pale blue looks actually pretty good. Quaxwell. Consistently good looking. This is fine. Quaquaval. Game Freak? Did you have somebody else design this without having them look at the pre-evos? Why is this inconsistent? It's the same blues as on the pre-evos, so why does it suddenly change to a lilac color? Here's the consistent version. Lechonk. As much as I don't usually like pink shinies, it just works really well for a pig. So yeah, this can stay. Oinkologne. Consistent, and again, works really well for a pig, and that on both gender varieties. Tarantula. Really great color scheme, with both the body becoming black and the spider silk becoming a reddish brown. I really like this one. Spidops. Yeah, that is actually consistent, even if the pink parts are not very visible in the pre-evo. So this totally can stay as well. Nimble. Yes, very much noticeable and also closer to a real grasshopper's color, so this is absolutely fine. Low kicks. I love consistent shiny designs. Absolutely great shiny. Palmy. Changing from orange to red is maybe not the biggest change ever, but it's easily noticeable and looks quite nice, so that can also stay. It also kinda is the opposite of my prediction, but hey, I failed to predict pretty much all of them, so there is that. Palmo. Nice and consistent, that can stay. Palmot. Again, nice and consistent. Awesome. Tandem Mouse. Are you fucking kidding me? The only difference is that the slightly faded, washed out blue shaded gray of the belly is losing the faint blue shade and is just as gray as the normal form. This sucks. This is Gengar levels of garbage. You could have made the entire Mon darker gray instead, for instance. Mousehold. No. Fido. That looks like the base form got baked, or like it got stuck while trying to evolve. Kind of funny. Duckspun. Comparatively, this looks like it was underbaked. Also pretty cool though. Smoliv. Hey, I did predict they'd do a black olive thing. Just the other way around. This is fine though. Dolliv. Yep, nice and consistent. Arboliva. On one hand, this is okay. On the other, why do purple olives in the normal form, whatever the hell kind of olives those are supposed to be, also turn black like the greenish yellow ones? I'll leave it at that though, because I can't think of a better design. Squawkabilly. The black Elvis hair goes to faded pink into shiny for all 4 color morphs. That is actually a pretty nice idea. Knackley. The rock salt cubes become rust colored instead of pure white. Like natural rock salt. That's fine. That can stay. Knacklestack. Consistent, nice and distinguishable, can also stay. Garganical. Again, consistent. Again, looks cool. If anything, at least they don't do inconsistent shiny designs within an evolution line much anymore. Charcadet. They literally only changed the eye color. All red parts should have gone blue. Armor Rouge. Fuck you, this is purposefully bad. Again, all red parts to blue, please. Zerul Edge. Just as fucking awful. Change this one to red instead. Hashtag not enough red shinies. Tadbulb. Again, fuck you. This thing is hardly visible in the overworld to begin with, let alone the slight change from orange to red accents. Change the goddamn yellow to blue or something. Bellybolt. Why does this work? I mean, sure, the dot on the belly would have to change color according to my Tadbulb design, but still, why make one Evo so much better in the shiny? Wattrel. Oh, come on! This is hardly even different. Stop making such bad shinies for fuck's sake. Here's my design. Kilowattrel. Well, consistently bad at least. Tiny bit more noticeable, but still, I'll stay on my design. Mischief. Oh, nice purple color. That looks great. Also fits the dark type. Mabostiv. Same purple shift. I like that too. Shroodle. They changed the eye color. Nice. The only part of the thing that you have any chance of distinguishing it by in the overworld. Good job. Graphii. Yep, that looks cool. Really no reason to change anything. Bramblin. Are you kidding me? The slight hue change and green accents on the part that's on the floor. That's all. Anything else would have been nice. Like, change the brown part to a lighter shade as well, maybe. Bramblegast. How does that look more in line with my design for the pre-evo than the actual shiny of the pre-evo? Either way, that looks fine, and I swear I didn't look at this before doing the previous design. Toad's cool. Okay, did they just use like a blank texture for this or what? I mean, it looks kind of dead, but sure, looks different, so this can stay. Toad's Cruel. Okay, so this is drastically different. Sure, the color scheme is mostly different already in the base form, so this is actually consistent, but holy crap, is that a contrast from literally colorless to all the colors. Cloth. This thing has no business having such an amazing shiny. That looks absolutely brilliant. Capsukid. Oh, come on. This is one of those we couldn't think of a color, so we just turned down the saturation designs. I'll just go with red, because there aren't enough red shinies, and it's based on chilies, even if this isn't the actual fruit part, but still. Scovillain. You... what? What the hell is that body coloring? I mean, it's sure different enough, but... yeah, whatever, leave it. Reller. Why is it rolling a golden ball in the shiny version? That is hilarious. I love it. Rapska. Okay, and now the bug is golden. That makes no sense, especially since the psychic ball is the same color. Here's my design. Flittle. Game Freak! Why just the accent change? You hardly see these tiny things on the overworld anyway, let alone a tiny change like that. Like, if it wasn't for the mechanic of auto battle refusing to work on overworld shinies, this would be indistinguishable. Also, I changed the color of the yellow part to blue. As Pathra. This looks really good for the fact that it's just brown. Tinkatink. The only difference here is the hammer being copper instead of steel colored. That is fine though. Tinkatuff. Same thing as the pre-evo, can stay. Tinkaton. Yep, again, same change. Wiglet. Another golden shiny. Looks amazing. Wugtrio. Purple, holy crap, that looks cool. Bombardier. Whoa, that looks pretty dead. But at least it's easily distinguishable, so that can stay. Finizen. Did Game Freak watch my other shiny fixing videos, or why does this go from blue to purple like I suggested for most of the blue to pink shifts? Also, looks great. Palafin. This is literally the same mon. This evo would be so pointless if it wasn't for the hero form. Both of these look great and shiny, by the way. Varoom. Silver to gold is a great change from Magnemite, so it also works here. This can stay. Ravaroom. Same silver to gold shift as the pre-evo, absolutely nice. Cyclosaur. Green normally and a nice olive coloring for the shiny. This looks great. Orthworm. Dude, nice. I love blue shinies. And this is a really nice change from the orangey red normal color. I kind of want to hunt for this. Glimmet. The blue petals become teal and the purple back part becomes blue. Cool design. Glamora. Same blue to teal shift on the petals. I really like that. Greavard. Another golden shiny, huh? It looks pretty cool. Houndstone. Yeah, that makes sense color-wise. Definitely looks great. Can absolutely stay. Flamigo. That might be the first desaturation shiny I feel looks fine. Seeing as the original is neon pink and the pale pastel color of the shiny actually sticks out. Satotl. That looks interesting. That's the kind of contrast I'd like in every shiny. Satitan. Wow, that looks great. Definitely one of the best shinies in this gen so far. Veluza. That is a very bright green. I guess this mon just goes from one eye-watering color to another, but hey, not like it would look any better in any other color either. Dondozo. Oh cool, that kind of looks like an albino or something. Also, just in general, white shinies don't happen enough either. Tatsugiri. Okay, so this one has 3 forms, let's go through them. Curly form, the full on orange base form has a brown top part in the shiny form. That's mostly fine in my opinion. Droopy form, pink in the normal form, white in the shiny, that looks great. Stretch form, yellow normally, and unfortunately the orange of the curly form for the shiny. Could have made that a bit more distinct, but it's still a lot more distinguishable than a lot of other shinies and can stay. Annihilate. It goes from bluish gray to grayish blue. Not exactly amazing really, maybe darker would have been better, but I'm fine with how it looks. Clodsire. The same purple as the Paldean Wooper, so that's fine. Farigiraf. Girafarix evolution changes the same orange tone along with the nose color. Nice. The Dunsparce. Unsurprisingly, it has the same shiny as Dunsparce. Also, unsurprisingly, I'd prefer it to be in line with my Dunsparce design from the Gen 2 video. King Gambit. Yep, that is in line with the rest of the Poniard evolution line. That can stay, even if I still hate the evolution method for this thing. Great Tusk. Okay, Paradox Mons time. Holy crap, that looks really toxic. Really cool design though. Screamtail. Ancient Jigglypuff also hardly changes color and is mostly the eyes changing. It's a lot more obvious here though. Brute Bonnet. The ancient Amoonguss has the same shiny as today's Amoonguss, so that can stay. Fluttermane. Ancient Misdreavus also falls in line, and that is nice. Slitherwing. Ancient Volcarona also changes wing colors, and that is absolutely fine. Sandy Shocks. Ancient Magneton also falls in line with today's Magneton. Nice. Iron Treads. Okay, full-on shiny metal. That's fine. Pretty easily distinguishable. Iron Bundle. Full-on Robo Santa, like they just forgot to paint it or something. Iron Hands. Future Hariyama. Yeah, they really just made the dark parts full metallic on all of the shinies, didn't they? Iron Jugulus. Future Hydreigon also switches black to pure metal. Iron Moth. Future Volcarona also gets a more metallic look. If these wouldn't look that great, I'd call it boring. Iron Thorns. That looks great. Future T-Tar sure has a better shiny than the current one. Frigibacks. Meh. If you also change the eye color along with the other yellow accents, it would be a lot better, even if that honestly looks like it's high or something. Sorry about that. Arctibax. Better in terms of difference in shade, but the eyes also should change color here for consistency with my Frigibax design. Baxcalibur. Yeah, nice, but just for consistency, I'd also change the eye color here. Gimmighoul. So this is literally the same color. This is absolute garbage. If you don't want to use the chest for a different color, which you could totally turn to blue or something, since it's not necessarily part of the mon, then at least change the fucking mon inside the chest for fuck's sake. Here's a better version. Golden Go. You have to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. This literally doesn't even change shade. Nothing. Completely the fucking same. Why do you even bother? And why not make it silver instead? Wo-Chien. Oh hey, a red shiny. Looks great. Qianpao. That looks amazing, and I'm glad they did give these out for the raid event, seeing as they're otherwise shiny locked. At least we had to do something to get them, even if downloading a shiny like that will always feel like it isn't legitimate. Tinglu. The reddish parts go bluish gray. That looks nice. Chiyu. Nice red to blue shift. Easily the best looking shiny of the four. Roaring Moon. Yeah, that looks cool. Also, is this like an ancient Mega? Because it sure looks like Mega Salamence. Iron Valiant. Future Gallade, I guess? Also metal? Makes sense. Koraidon. The cover art mons are also shiny locked, as per usual, and the giveaway events for those two were a fucking mess. That didn't even happen everywhere, so I'm waiting for these two to be huntable in a future game's post-game, like Wormholes in Usum and Dynamax Adventures in Sword and Shield. But holy crap, this looks amazing, I want that, and my prediction was way off. Miraidon. Yeah, I expected metallic after all the other future designs, and holy crap, it looks epic. Also, my prediction actually looks worse. Walking Wake. Looks absolutely great, nothing to change here. Iron Leaves. As metallic as all other future shinies, and that also looks really cool. Diplin. That looks great actually. Just if you want to have red go to yellow here, that would need to happen for the other Evos as well, or this would have to be green, which honestly would look like it got slimed or something. I'll let this slide. Poltergeist. I guess changing the black part to green is fine. There isn't much room for improvement. It's just not a very shiny friendly design, I guess. Sinistcha. Yeah, same change as the pre-evo. That absolutely is okay. Okidogi. This is absolutely great. Almost looks like a morally good version of it. Monkidori. That looks like it got old and went gray. I mean, that's fine for all I care, though. Phasantipity. Nice dark purple, looks neat. I wonder if we'll ever get to go after these, or if they'll just throw out download codes again. You know, seeing as they're shiny locked. Ogapon. The face becomes green, the rest is part of whatever mask it uses, so that's fine. Archaludon. Looks great, way better than the pre-evo. Hydrapple. Yeah, consistent with its pre-evo, and the tiny apple on top is even in line with the rest of the evolution line, so in a weird way, this is the most consistent shiny, even if we have red turning to different colors, but Again, I'll let the gold slide on this one. Gouging Fire. That looks good, and similar to Entei, which it is based on, so nice. Raging Bolt. This looks ridiculous, but the shiny colors look good. Iron Boulder. Yeah, you guessed it. Metal instead of darker colors, and it still looks great. Iron Crown. Now, that looks fucking amazing. Probably best future shiny alongside Miraidon. Terrapagos. The base form looks absolutely awesome in shiny, even if it's just a lighter blue. But the transformed versions don't even have a shiny form, I don't think. At least not that Cerebi would list one. Not that the story one would ever be shiny anyway though, so I guess this is fine. Patcharunt. Cerebi doesn't actually list this one, weirdly enough, but there is a shiny texture that's in the game, even if it's obviously unobtainable since it's shiny locked. The golden part looks good, and I would really not change anything about it. And that is already it for Generation 9. Once Gen 10 comes to an end, we'll go over that, and of course I'll try predicting some of the new Mon shinies in another video again, once we know a bunch of them. I will see you there, so leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and until then, my name is WWDadmin. Bye.